Okay, here's a area where customer stages stuff for outbound shipping. They wanted to stage a certain number of pallets, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know. They're 20-foot increments here where we have little tick marks. So we have 120 feet each storage location. And this is surface prep, so we shot blasted this surface. Then we taped and rolled 2 coats of epoxy. We're just pulling the tape right now. They also wanted the stalls labeled with numbers, and so we've got our number 1 here. There's also a number 1 up in the middle and then 1 at the other end. Numbers really need to be shot in order to make them look decent. You just can't roll a stencil very well. So yeah, of course that's extra time and expense to get it in a striping machine and spray it, but turned out really nice. So we'll have this all pulled here in just a second. There, Michael's finishing up, and then we'll start rolling our clear coat on top. And here is the finished product. The clear coat has been rolled to protect it. So real quick, just for information, epoxy by itself is incredibly strong, particularly if you do some surface preparation, which is opening the concrete to receive a coating so it can kind of adhere there. A smooth surface isn't going to adhere as well as something with some profile and the pores of the concrete being open. So that's why we shot blast it or grind. It's not always necessary, but it makes the epoxy hold so much better. But why do we bother putting the clear coat on top of the epoxy? Well, as strong as it is, it likes to attract stuff. Tire tracks, dirt, footprints, just kind of everything likes to stick to it. And so it'll be there, but it'll start to get black and dark and dirty. And so we put the clear on there to protect it from that. The clear is chemical resistant and pickup resistant, and all this stuff extends the life of the epoxy. So definitely worth the price. I would not ever really feel comfortable doing epoxy without the clear coat. I had a customer once that, no, it's really not worth it for us. And he'd have us come back every year and freshen up the epoxy so it was nice and bright. And one year, just at our own expense, we took a section of the job and put clear on it. And just to show him kind of what he was missing, he immediately said, okay, from here on out, we clear coat everything. Unfortunately, we haven't been back. That was 4 or 5 years ago. We have not been back to that facility to freshen up his lines because they're still performing so well. So dang it, cost some business there. But no, I'd much rather give a quality product and value for the dollar spent. Anyway, so this is our product today. One more thing I guess I'll explain. You can see that the clear coat is not rolled perfect. Like we're hand rolling that with a roller. We're not taping it and rolling it like we are the epoxy. Well, why do we do that? Well, we can tape and roll it. It's a very labor-intensive process. We essentially tape everything twice. We would tape, say, a 5-inch wide line where the clear is going to go, and then right on top of that, tape a 4-inch wide line. Then we would roll the epoxy, pull off the first set of tape so the second's already there, and then roll the clear. It really is a difficult process, and the labor and material involved just drives the price so high that it's really usually not a good value. There are times that I'll do that, say if I'm on top of another epoxy floor and that's already been completed, solid epoxy floor, and I just, it needs to be really sharp. I will go ahead and do that. But in this case, after it cures, as a matter of fact, I'll go down to something we did years ago that's in the same facility here. Going too fast. Okay, there's some over here. There's some everywhere. See how it just doesn't stand out that bad now? Like it's just not the first thing. The lines stand out, the color stands out, the clear not so much. Again, back over here, this is a number of years ago we did this. You see it's just the floor's dirty, the clear coat kind of blends in. So we definitely could, another project here. So we definitely could do the clear if that was something you were looking for. Just you'd have to be aware that there's a significant price increase. Anyway, there you go.